In a speech Thursday, former First Lady Michelle Obama said President Donald Trump's White House is led by fear. Do you ever have that moment when you're not sure whether to bust a gut laughing or to reach out and slap someone? Michelle Obama says her husband's administration was built on hope. I guess in some ways that could be considered the truth. Many people sat around hoping his presidency would soon come to an end. Does that count? According to The Hill, Michelle Obama's comments on the Trump White House came at a 3-day tech conference hosted by Utah-based Pluralsight. It isn't just us first, she said, referring to Trump's America First policies. We live in a big country and a big world, she said. You can't just want to help someone in a hurricane and not make sure they can go to the doctor when they're sick. Trump reiterated his America First doctrine in a speech to the United Nations General Assembly this week, emphasizing that America would put its people first just as other nations should put their people first, which he said would bring about international security and prosperity. As President of the United States, I will always put America first, just like you as the leaders of your countries will always and should always put your countries first, he said at Tuesday in New York. Trump has also emphasized an America First stance on international trade and domestic manufacturing. Michelle Obama said that things are tough right now and we're being tested. The former First Lady says she continues to be hopeful that things will improve. When pressed by an audience member to run for president in 2020, she quickly shot back, "Oh, no, running for office is nowhere on the radar screen, but continuing in public service is something I will do for the rest of my life." Let's just rewind for a minute here. Didn't her husband hide millions of dollars in a university slush fund so that the government couldn't trace it? Furthermore, Obama wasted billions of dollars on so-called green energy and ended up with only a 1% gain in usable green energy. Meanwhile, nearly bankrupt companies cashed in subsidies worth millions. President Obama used fear when he gave America the nightmare they call Obamacare. 12 of the 14 original co-ops are bankrupt. You can keep your doctor, that was a lie. You can choose your plan, another lie. Affordable, the biggest lie of all. People in rural areas were stuck with plans that didn't even cover basic services. The monthly fees were so high and the deductibles were so big it made you hope you never had to use the plan. Furthermore, if you still couldn't afford to be insured, you were slapped with a big fat fine from the IRS. It is the grossest debacle in history. Sadly, Obama stroked his ego, thinking this plan was some kind of accomplishment. Need more examples? Obama paid off terrorists with a money laundering scheme that should have landed him in jail. And speaking of terrorists, up until his final hours in the Oval Office, he was releasing prisoners from Guantanamo Bay so they could return to the streets and continue to unleash terror. Obama's legacy is the real horror flick. Of course things are tough right now. They're tough because liberals insist on dividing our nation with fake news, personal attacks against conservatives, and a Russian narrative that is reminiscent of the Cold War. The only good thing Michelle Obama had to say was that she won't run for president, because honestly, I don't think America can withstand 2 Obamas in 1 century. After living in a White House full of secrets and lies, Michelle Obama criticizes Trump's leadership style. This has to be some kind of joke.